Hello and welcome to smallcaps.com.au. For this webinar presentation, I am James Wheeler. Thank you for joining us on this one. I am joined here by Damien Wood, incoming CEO of Eve Health Group. I am absolutely planning to do not that much talking because this new incoming CEO has got a lot to talk about, some amazing new features of things that are coming up. I will let him speak to these things as much as he possibly can and stay out of his way because this is a fascinating company with some fascinating products that they've got. On to that one. Damien, thank you for joining us. How are you now?
Thank you, James. Hello.
It's okay. I'm picking you up okay there, and I'm looking forward to having a really good chat about this one. Important medical developments and important medical features and products that you've got for both men and women's health as well. To start, for those new to the story, what is Eve Health Group? Who is Eve Health Group and what do you do?
So Eve Health Group is an Australian pharmaceutical company. In particular, we focus on women's health and men's health. We've got some exciting new products to bring to market.
And do you want to go straight into what those new products are?
Yeah, sure. So this month, mid-September 2025, our first product launch for women's health is called Dyspro. It's an oral herbal gummy for the treatment of period pain, endometriosis, even menopause symptoms. It's very much backed by science in a special formulation. So that's the first product to launch in September 2025. Towards the end of November 25, we're looking to launch our men's offering. This is a product called Libo. It's an oral soluble film for the treatment of erectile dysfunction. It dissolves rapidly on the tongue, and the drug itself gets absorbed from the inside of the mouth and under the tongue for a rapid onset of action for treating erectile dysfunction.
Now, both of those interesting, necessary, and I think that will probably be picked up and quite used. But you mentioned that the drug delivery technology in both of those is the key feature with how fast. 15 minutes as opposed to half an hour for the blue pill, I think it was that I heard mentioned.
Yes. So with both products, both Dyspro pastils for women's health and also the Libo oral soluble film for the men's health erectile dysfunction, the technology that they both have is a nanoemulsion technology. So this is a pharmaceutical formulation or a recipe and methodology during the manufacturing process that allows these particles that are very water insoluble to be emulsified at a very small size, oil and water mixture essentially. And what it does is it allows those active ingredients to be absorbed into the body very rapidly and also higher quantities of those active ingredients to be absorbed. So the clinical benefit to the patient is that they've got a product that works quicker and it works better, and the onset of action is within 15 minutes as opposed to tablets which generally have an onset anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes before you tend to notice that they actually start working. So for women with debilitating period pain, discomfort associated with endometriosis or even symptoms of menopause, having an edible gummy or a pastil to relieve those symptoms within 15 minutes, and also a men's health offering for treating erectile dysfunction with a spontaneity of onset of action within 15 minutes has its huge advantages in the market and for patients.
Yeah, well, huge advantages for sure. How big are the problems that we're tackling here?
They're very big. So if we focus on women's health, period pain, as an example, affects 9 out of 10 women. We know from the Australian Bureau of Statistics, there's 14 billion Australian dollars wiped off the GDP annually because of loss of productivity, primarily caused by dysmenorrhea, which is period pain. So in terms of a global market size for these women's health problems, we're looking at $10 billion is a market that we're looking to enter globally. In the men's health space, for erectile dysfunction, we know that about 50% of men between the age of 18 and 75 do suffer from erectile dysfunction at one or more stages in their life. Back in February 2025, the Australian federal government published a paper specifically for men's health and even more recently than that, women's health. In particular, those being healthcare priorities, improving men's health and women's health. So back to the men's health offering, the market size is $5 billion globally. So these two combined product offerings, we're looking to chase a 15 billion global market. The first stage of the strategy is to actually launch these products before Christmas in Australia, focus on the Australian market. That's where we're based. That's what we know best. And we've got strategy to rapidly commercialize those products with the intent to get them listed on the Australian Register of Therapeutic Goods with the TGA. That allows us to then export those products by middle of calendar year 2026 to really chase those export markets. And then at the end of calendar year 26, we're then looking to submit a body of evidence and a dossier to apply for full product registration with the TGA, which puts us side by side the very big names in erectile dysfunction, and certainly bringing a very new product to add to the women's health products for treating period pain, endometriosis, menopause with the Dispro pastils.
So that explains what you're doing through Australia, and explains it offshore as well. I've worked with companies in the past. Getting one of those dossiers is incredible, like gold that they can be. So that's a great achievement if you can reach that. When you can reach that, I'm sure that it's not going to be a problem.
True.
Speaking about the science behind it, you made an announcement recently about the appointment to your scientific board. Do you want to run through some bits and pieces on that?
Yeah, so that's very exciting news, just announced in the past few days. So Dr. Fiona Cousins, who's a researcher in the women's health space, in particular women's reproductive health, is joining our scientific advisory board. Fiona comes with a huge amount of credibility in the research associated with women's health problems in reproduction. So she can really add a huge amount of value to Eve Health Group in terms of the scientific advisory and helping steer the business strategy in the right direction as we get these products launched, increase the sales, and also prepare scientific dossiers to support applications for full TGA registrations and export listings.
Really boosting up that scientific board, which is fantastic. I believe we're up to the final question, and then we can just shoot the breeze if you want for this one, Damien. But incoming CEO, congratulations. It's a great gig. What have you got in store for investors and potential investors over the next 6 to 12?
Yeah, thank you, James. So I'll be joining as CEO towards the end of October 2025. So in the next 12 months, the near-term milestones are in the next 3 months from now to get both products launched in Australia, the Dispro women's pastils and also the Libo oral soluble film. Towards middle of the year, getting those products listed, eventually getting them registered for open up export markets. These market sizes that we're chasing are big, 15 billion globally. We've already started engaging with stakeholders over in the Middle East. The Middle East North African markets is a huge market that fetches a very significant price, especially in the men's health offerings. So what we're looking forward to is actual opportunity to really exponentially increase the sales growth of our products, and certainly opportunity right now for investors to join the journey with us. And the other markets that we're looking to get into is Europe, UK, Southeast Asia. So these are very hot markets right now in the men's health space. The Europe and the UK markets, very big and growing markets in the women's health space as well. So yeah, exciting 12 months ahead, and watch the space and encourage investors to reach out to us and find out more.
Well, we'll do so, absolutely. So what will effectively be quite a simple telehealth interview to be able to have a quick acting menstrual pain, period pain, and erectile dysfunction strip on the tongue, utilizing your IP to be able to do that, bringing it out nationally. The timing is excellent as well, and then going international potentially over the next 12 months too, which is fantastic. So I think that I've summarized that quite accurately for this one. I'm fascinated by this company myself, and I'm fascinated by the products behind it, and I'm keen to hear the story more as it goes on. Thank you very much for joining us, incoming CEO of Eve Health Group, Damien Wood.
Thank you so much, James. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem at all. I'm James Whelan, occasional talking head for smallcaps.com.au. Thank you for joining us. And if you've got any questions, click on the links and I'll talk to you later. Bye.